Hello, Pisces, and welcome to this, your very first reading of 2025. This is your January reading and predictions. We're going to dive right in. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you. Right now, here is my shameless plug. I'll only do this once during the video. Right now, I am offering my 13 card reading and special. This is a reading that is only offered from December 15th through to January 15th each year, and it will give you a personalized overview of what's coming up for you in 2025. This reading that I'm doing for you today on this video is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Okay, there's my shameless plug. Let's get started with your January reading and predictions. The very first card we have for you is the card that corresponds to the High Priestess in the Major Arcana of the Tarot. This is the Inner Voice card from the Osho Zen deck. If there are any decks that I use today that you are interested in, I will leave links in the description down below. Inner voice. This is a card calling upon you, Pisces, to pay attention to that still small voice within you. As we shift out of December and into January, this card was pulled specifically for you for this time of the year. And this is a card indicating that for some of you, you have been living superficially, is what I'm picking up psychically, that there is something that you are avoiding right now. And I'm picking up, there's something that you have been avoiding. Sorry, my eye is watering very badly. Um, there's something that you have been avoiding for some time. I want to say the number 6 is coming up very strongly. The number 6, for some of you, it's going to be 6 months, but I'm picking up that for the majority of you, something came up around 6 weeks ago, possibly 8 weeks ago, and you have been living somewhat superficially since that time. You're not delving deep. There is something that you are fearful of, is what I'm picking up. And this card is calling you back to your intuition, calling you back to your inner voice, calling you back to really, really going deep and no longer being in the fear of the outcomes. Okay, let's take a look at what you are focusing on in January. What are you focusing on manifesting? What are you focusing on? Anything else for Pisces? Okay, so we have two cards that have popped out for you, Pisces, and they are somewhat at polar opposites of the spectrum here. So the very first card we had, of course, was the High Priestess, the inner voice, asking you and calling you back into paying attention to your intuition, paying attention to the real you. What is it that Pisces wants? And the next card that came out for you for this is something that you are focusing on, and it is the Five of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Pentacles is a card of worrying about the future, specifically worrying about sort of earthly things like money, finances, career, um, less so about the emotional stuff, but we do know that when we're dealing with money and career, it can be very emotional for us as well. And so this card is indicating that you feel like you've lost the key to something, okay? And that you're feeling like things are not lined up in your life the way that you had originally anticipated. Now, here's the thing. You had the High Priestess here, the inner voice calling you back to something. Psychically, I picked up that you were being called back to your own authenticity, that there's something that you have been avoiding, and I want to say that it frightens you. Your own power, stepping up and stepping into this new age, is frightening you. Stepping into your power is frightening you. This is what I'm picking up psychically. But the thing, and so by living superficially for the last couple of weeks, you've gone into this sort of fearful, worried mode. But I want to say, you can pull yourself out of it in January, Pisces. And here's why. You have one of the most powerful cards in the deck. This is one of the most powerful cards in the deck. This is the Magician. This is a card reminding you of how powerful you really are, reminding you that you have the ability and the capacity to be able to create the life that you want. But how do you go about living the life that you want? You have to live authentically. You have to live in accountability. You cannot live superficially. You have to tap deeply into your inner voice. Okay. Let's take a look at what might be coming up in January that may be looking like a little bit of a challenge or a difficult influence. Okay, we just have one card that's come out, Seven of Swords. Yeah. So the Seven of Swords is a card that indicates that something is being hidden from us or we are hiding something from ourselves. And that was exactly the energy that I was picking up right at the very beginning of your reading here, Pisces, that there's something that you don't want to face right now. And I get the sense that for some of you there is something in a personal relationship that you don't want to face. For some of you that is an ending, and for some of you it's a new beginning and you're afraid to take the dive or the leap. But for many of you, this reading is more about you coming into your power, coming into your realization. This is a card of what you are focusing on in January. What you are focusing on in January is manifestation. What you are focusing on in January is your ability to be able to, and your realization that you are powerful enough to create the reality and the world that you want to live in. What's going to get in your way? Your own shadows. This card coming up in your difficult influence is the Seven of Swords. In this context, is a card of shadows. What are you afraid of? What don't you want to face in 2025? And I really, really believe deep down, Pisces, that what you don't want to face is your inner power, your ability to be able to manifest. I'm going to go there because it's come up a couple of times before I pull the next cards. There's been a transition out of the age of Pisces and into the age of Aquarius. We all know that. There are many, many shifts and changes happening on our planet right now. Probably the two zodiac signs, obviously, that are being most affected by these changes. Actually, there's one other. Libra is being affected very dramatically as well. But Pisces and Aquarius, of course, are being affected by these changes more profoundly than perhaps any of the other zodiac signs. And the Pisces that will thrive in the age of Aquarius are those that are willing to let go of the past, those that are willing to let go of fear of moving forward into the unknown. I'm going to say that again, Pisces. The Pisces who will thrive in the age of Aquarius are those who are willing to let go of the past and move forward without fear of the unknown. All right. Messages for Pisces. Messages for Pisces for January. Yes. Okay. First message for you, Pisces, learn from your mistakes, right? I mean, that's kind of a profound message, and it's a message that's good for any zodiac sign. It doesn't really matter who you are. Obviously, we want to learn from our mistakes. We do not want to repeat the past. We do not want to go back. The saying comes up, lest we forget. And I think that that's also relevant when we get your second message from the universe. Love is your energy. Yeah. When you come from a place of love instead of a place of hatred, you can move mountains. When we come from a place of love, this character comes out in our lives, the magician, in a big way. In fact, if you study the tarot deeply, a lot of the descriptions that you'll find in a lot of the books that talk about it, about the tarot, will tell you that the best way to work with the magician card is coming from a place of love. All right, where are we going next? Next. Okay, we're going back over here to the itty bitty deck that I have for your unexpected. What do you not see coming? What does Pisces not see coming in January? Okay, so the first card that popped out was the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords comes immediately following the Seven of Swords. And of course, you had the Seven of Swords. Hello, Kitty. Meet Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger. Are you helping? Are you helping, Cheeseburger? Okay, thank you for helping, Cheeseburger. That is my son's new kitten. Eek. Okay, moving back here, Pisces. Seven of Swords, of course, came up in your difficult influences, indicating that there's a little bit of shadow work that you might need to be doing. There's something that you don't see or something that you are avoiding. In what you don't see coming, Pisces, you have the Eight of Swords, the very next card. Now, the Eight of Swords is a really, really interesting card when you dig into it, because the Eight of Swords, again, is about what we don't want to see, what we don't want to face, including accountability, including taking responsibility for our own lives. So you will notice on this card, excuse me, that the character is loosely blindfolded, but not completely. Sorry about that. I had to pause for a minute to cough. You'll notice on this card that the character is loosely blindfolded. The bindings around her wrists are very, very loose. And although there are eight swords stabbed into the ground around her as if to trap her or enclose her in some way, the reality is that she could very easily escape from the ties that bind. So what you don't see coming in January, Pisces, is the realization that the ties that bind you is something that you have control over. If you're living from a place of, oh, I can't change my job because I have bills to pay. If you are living from a place of, I'm not happy in my life, but I can't change. If you have ever uttered words along those lines of, I feel stuck, I feel like I can't get out of where I am, and I can't change it. If you've ever done that, this reading is your reading. Okay. So this card it's not saying that you can't get out of it. This card is your reminder in what you don't see coming. This is your wake up call. You don't see this coming, that you are all of a sudden going to wake up at some point in January and going, oh my God, I am the magician. I can get out of this. Why didn't I see this before? I am in control. I am the magician. Pisces, you are the magician, especially this month. And this card in your unexpected is saying that you are going to wake up to that. The very next card you have is the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is about needing to make a choice or a decision. And it's about the realization that if you choose not to decide, if you choose not to change, you still have made a choice. If you choose to stay in the place that you're at, where you're perhaps unhappy, unsatisfied, whatever the case may be, you still have made the choice. You are still the magician in your life. The very next card that you have in your unexpected is the World card. Look at the character on this card. The character on this card is happy. She's free. She's sitting on the beach. She recognizes and realizes that she has the power to be able to make the choices that brought her to the place of being able to manifest that which she desires. For some people, it is the beach and the freedom. For some people, it's family and a different dynamic in their family, a different way of interacting with their family. For some people, it's $1,000,000. For other people, it's a regular job that they can go to every day and feel like they are a valued member of society. Whatever it is for you in your individual situation, Pisces, this reading is about you facing your fears about change and recognizing that you have the magic within you to be able to change. All right, getting called over here. Let's get the last few cards out for Pisces for January. I'm really, really loving this reading for you, Pisces. It is so freaking powerful. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Your last couple of cards, Pisces. You have the Two of Winter. Two of Winter corresponds to the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is a card of needing to make a decision or a choice on blind faith. What this card is telling me is that exactly what I said over here with this Two of Pentacles. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. This coming out, the Two of Swords, which is about needing to make a decision on blind faith, in your final general overall outcome, is telling me that if you decide not to change, the universe might throw a curveball at you, forcing you to make some choices and decisions. You have the Princess of Spring. This card corresponds to the Page of Wands, and this is a card of timing. This is a card that basically says, go time. Look at the bottom of the card. It's time to go after your dreams. Hopefully you can read that. Hopefully my camera stays in focus. Okay. Expand your horizons. This is a card of it's go time in January, Pisces. Either you can stay where you are at, or you can make some very, very conscious choices and decisions to make changes in your life. The overall outcome, the very last card for you, Pisces, is the Ten of Autumn. This card corresponds to the Ten of Pentacles. And guess what? This card is a card basically saying financial security, familial security, having good relationships. That is your future if you make the choices and decisions right now based on your inner voice. We're going to bring this full circle. right? Listen to that inner voice. Don't be fearful of it. Face the accountability and the reality that you are in control. That is your message. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Just a reminder of the 13 card reading special, link in the description down below. Like and subscribe.